As you can see, hiyo kitu ni imekarangwa na English kai. Hey guys, welcome to yet another one. You should take it slow. So today's video is about to enlighten young guys on some stuff. Basically, okay, like 3 days ago, somebody sent me a clip, and it really disturbed me because it was really horrific. Because it involved some young guys who were like going on a road trip, and I think only crash. And this channel kwanza naangaliaga the analytics, and most of you are from 18 to 24 and a little percentage from over 25. Naelewa, but yeah, mko hiyo region 18 to 35. Okay, 18 to 35 mkidhani. Yeah, that region, but mostly 18 to 24. So obviously this channel is about cars and you know all that good stuff. So and I know you guys are young guys, so the last thing I want to see is like fellow young guys wanna like they're dying on the road and stuff, which is I can't overlay the clip because it was that bad. So I started researching on some stuff. Basically, young guys are getting into cars these days, and most of you mmepitia the traffic act or the traffic section. Basically, the rules of the road on that section of the Constitution. I think I'll overlay a photo there. Nionyesha that section inaitwaje? I think it's section 4.2 or something. Yeah, so nilipitia that section of the Constitution, nika pick out some things. The Constitution constitutes of a lot of stuff, as in a lot of English imechanganyishwa in a way that hata wewe unaweza isoma hivi, it's a sentence but you are like, this needs to be a little bit more understandable. So this is what I did. I went through that section and I picked out some things. Unajua some things too zenye zina affect young guys. Unajua the rules of the road are for everyone, but there are some things zenye zinaweza like young guys are really like can be affected because they do not know about it. Sijui kama mnanielewa. Basically nilichukua the things zenye young guys should really look out for. Nilichukua some rules. Sikuchukua nyingi, around like 5 or 6 hivi, that young guys should really like unajua have in mind before they do some things. And that is what I'll be discussing today. Najua the video, I'm not sure, the video might be a little bit long or stuff. It all depends on the editing. So yeah, it's a simple video. It's just to enlighten you guys on some traffic rules. Najua not everybody akona hiyo time ya kupitia through the whole Constitution. I mean, because nimekuwa nikiresearch stuff for like the past 1.5 days and I've been shooting other videos. So umeona? Yeah, so I basically picked out some things. So of which nilisave kwa my phone. Did you see my hydro dipping video? This, I told everybody this was my cover. Mkafikiria na joke. This is my cover and I use it every day. And I believe ilitokea poa. And najua I can like use some other stuff to like take this out and make it better again because I still have some things. So yeah, that is that. So leo nitapitia some rules, some stuff to some fines. Basically unaweza kukifanya kitu na ujui hiyo fine inaweza kulalisha jela and stuff or get your license disqualified. So yeah, napitia some things. So with that being said, let's start out with the first thing. Let's start with the first thing. So nimekuwa nikidebate how the video will go. So nikaona tu wacha tusome pamoja. You can't nita overlay a clip there showing what I'm reading because I don't want to screen record the whole of this session. Itakuwa too a little bit time consuming on the editing. So the first thing I would like to highlight is what we all love to see in movies. Racing, pacemaking, and trial of speed. Basically racing, illegal street racing. So the government calls it racing, pacemaking, or trial of speed. So this is what the constitution says. It shall not be lawful for any person, without the written consent of the highway authority and the commissioner police, to promote or take part in any race or trial of speed between two vehicles on a road. So that is what say basically it's saying, like, as in racing too manze, that is very illegal, don't do that. And with that being said, I'll say I'll give you what the constitution stipulates as the what shall be done if ukipatikana while you are racing, or a cop catches you racing, or basically racing. So a person convicted of an offense under this section shall, unless the court for special reason thinks fit to order otherwise, without prejudice to the power of the court to order a longer period of disqualification, be disqualified for a period of 12 months from the date of conviction from holding or obtaining a driver's license. So basically, racing will land you into big problems. Ukifika kwa court, those guys will take away your license, and you can imagine not having a car and not being able to drive, because driving without a license is another offense in itself. So racing is not safe. I believe those who do it under their choices. Hopefully wanajua some consequences here. Squeezy there are a lot of events huku nje, some track timing events, racing. Street racing is not safe. You might harm your life, unaweza crash, or you might harm the life of another person. Basically unaweza gonga gari ya familia and you kill 7 people. So don't race on the streets. It's really, once you come and think about it, it's really not like safe for you guys. The second thing on my list would be reckless driving, and basically this is what the government stipulates what the term reckless driving means, or the act. If any person who drives a motor vehicle on a road recklessly or at a speed or in a manner which is dangerous to the public, having regard to all circumstances of the case, including the nature, condition, and use of the road and the amount of traffic which is at the time, or which might reasonably be expected to be on the road, is guilty for an offense. Basically kwa hizi offenses nimezi divide kwa sababu kuna first time convictions and second time convictions. So the first time conviction for reckless driving would be a fine not exceeding 100,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years. Basically 100 Gs or imprisonment for 2 years. Okay, and then it's followed up if you got into if you had a reckless charge, like the first time, the second and you got another charge the second time. I think it's called the second conviction. Believe umefanya makosa alafu unarudia makosa tena alafu unashikwa. The second conviction would be a fine not exceeding 300,000. So imepanda from 100,000 all the way to 300,000, and or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 1 year. So imagine you are facing a charge of which usha convictiwa, uko na 100, uko na the first time conviction to 100,000, then after like a week manze unashikwa tena, and then unapatiwa tena second conviction, hiyo 100k inaongezeka 300, and then another year or another year. So reckless driving is it's actually something the government really takes serious. Hata nikisoma the whole section, it's a really big paragraph. Basically nimezi katakata so that nisisome hapa sana, for something you can also read. As I said, nita link the link that will go directly to this part of the constitution. So hapo kwa comment section, I mean kwa description. Yeah, so reckless driving. Third thing on my list would be driving under influence of drink. Basically DUI, driving under influence. So the government stipulates that any person who, when driving or attempting to drive or when in charge of a motor vehicle on a road or other public place is under the influence of drink or drug to such an extent as to be incapable of having proper control of the vehicle shall be guilty of an offense and liable to 1. A fine not exceeding 100,000. 2. Imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years. Or 3. Both. Basically, you get a fine. You get a fine of 100 G's. Imprisonment for 2 years if you don't have the fine, as in kauna hiyo pesa unaenda jail. That is it. Or the third, which labda this is kinda what I read, this is kinda rare. You can get both, of which you get 2 years and you get to pay the fine. The government can tell you you have to pay this fine and you go to 2 years in jail. So that funzo ya adabu. How can you drive under influence? It's very very guy. Imagine. Okay, and there is also another charge. You get your license. This is a license. This is the old type. Bado sijapata my new one. I don't know. I tried to get my new one and everybody is saying the government is not issuing and stuff. So I'm still using my old one. Basically, you get your license disqualified for a period of 12 months. Imagine losing your license for 12 months. Uko pale nyumbani, you have a car, you have places to be, and you cannot drive because you drove under influence. Shame on you. And with this charges me naona ni kidogo sana. A lot of people are causing accidents these days and causing deaths that could have been avoided because they just drink and drive. And the government does stipulate that you can drink like you don't drink that much. That's why unapataga they have that alcohol blue. So unaweza drink but not that much. I believe there is a percentage. I'm not sure. Please check it out. Alafu mniambie hapo kwa comment section, mniambie ni how much, how the percentage or something kwa alcohol blue, the one that will land you into trouble. Yeah. So driving under influence, really really dangerous, especially young guys manze, tulenge hiyo story ya ku drink and drive. Kabisa. The next thing on my list would be careless driving. Okay, basically careless driving is, as stipulated by the Constitution, is any person who in any road or in any public place drives a vehicle other than a motor vehicle without due care or attention or in such a manner as to be annoyance to the public shall be guilty of an offense and is liable to a fine not exceeding 100,000. So okay, ukisikia like a fine like that, what I research as in they can like give the limit is 100k, but si lazima kila time wanakucharge like 100k. Unaweza pata upatwe na fine as in like 20k, 5k, 10k. Yeah, from the cases I asked around from my friends, as in it's really hard upate ni kama umefainiwa that 100 G's maybe the judge is akupendi. Or you were just doing a lot of careless stuff and the officer was like kwanza when the arresting officer actually saw you doing some dumb stuff, careless driving, basically doing all those funny stuff we like, maybe unafanya some donuts or some skids and unaweza inaitwaje, as they say, without due care or attention and might bring harm to the public. And unajua some things they say, kama utafanya vitu zingine huko kwa kichaka huko where you cannot harm anybody, because since it is your choice, the only person you can harm ni wewe. Yeah, so careless driving. Yeah. So we move on to the next one. So on this next one, actually najua I don't know what it's because ilikuwa in a lot of gray area and it had a really stiff offense. So najua nimeweka hapa, not everybody anaweza like jipata in this situation, but Niliweka hapa kwa sababu okay, let me read it to you. Okay, only proper fuel to be used in motor vehicles. So as in, this is what they say. No fuel shall be used in any motor vehicle except that specified in the vehicle license in respect of such vehicle, or in the case of a motor vehicle, the motor unit, compression ignition engine, light amber mineral fuel or oil substitute, therefore which is approved by the minister by notice of the Gazette, provided that the ministry may, subject to such condition as may see fit to impose, exempt any specified vehicle, the motor unit of which is a compression ignition subsection, and may specify the fuel which shall be used in such motor vehicle. As you can see, hiyo kitu ni imekarangwa na English guy. Actually kwa zote this was really hard to understand. That's why nilisema it has a lot of gray area. Okay, kwa the fine or the unajoga. So kwa the fine or what might be ruled against you. So actually in this case the seller of the fuel and the buyer are to be charged with a fine of not exceeding 20,000 or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years. So 20k or a term not exceeding 3 years, or both. On another case, or both, unaweza fine your 20k or get prison time. The vehicle will be termed forfeited. So mimi you know what is forfeiting, unaweza you always know. So nilienda nikaangalia, basically wakikupata ukitumia any wrong type of fuel, wanakunini, the government will take away your car. Imagine losing your car, as in nako impounded forever, forfeited, as in this is no longer yours by law. That's and unajoga some things like performance fuels and all that. Najua not everybody can get access to them, but I don't know, this is a section I really tried getting research on, as in unajoga so zingine I know there are some companies selling the performance fuels and octane boosters. So with these fuel things, sijui inamaanisha, I don't know. Actually, kwa zote this I'll need help from you guys. Kwa zote this really confused me. And with that fine, with that fine of like impounding your car, it's fine. With them having the power to take away your car, you really need to know what they're saying. So yeah, only proper fuel to be used. If you have any comments about this, please niambieni hapo kwa comment section, because mimi nilijaribu. Unajua what I'm saying here, nasema kitu yenye nime understand to my best of knowledge. So if mimi nichanganyisha kidogo, if there is an expert in that field, I'll link the section in the description, so that pia wewe labda kama unaweza elewa ina better way kunishindwa uniambie. So the last and final thing yenye niliona unajuaga nitaisukuma tu hapo like a bonus would be carelessness while in charge of animals. This is what the constitution stipulates. Careless while in charge of an animal is done by any person driving or conducting any cattle, dog or other animal who or on any road fails to exercise reasonable care to keep it or them under proper control, or allows such as cattle, dog or animal to become a danger or annoyance to the public, shall be guilty of an offense and is liable to a fine not exceeding 10,000 shillings. Hii niliweka hapo kwa sababu unazoga in the recent like 5 years hivi, as in people, more and more people are keeping like, as in it's common to see somebody walking their pets and by the side of the road. Kwanza young guys, I know a lot of my friends who are really into pets and they like walking them. So basically if your dog shows like you cannot properly control your dog, or iruke kwa barabara, cause an accident, you'll be liable to a fine, or equal to a nuisance to public. That is what I understand. You will get fined 10,000 shillings. Nilieka hapo kwa sababu I really have a lot of friends who keep dogs, as in a lot. So nilieka hapo so that most of the time when you're walking your dog ukwe aware. For anybody who has a dog on the channel, nice. Ujue, if you fail to control your dog, it will land you into a 10,000 shilling fine, not exceeding, that is. So yeah, basically, if you are a nuisance to the public or somebody reports, as in like your dog is not that controlled, it's not being controlled by you, or it's just a nuisance, and the court finds you guilty, that is the fine utapata hapo. And yeah, with that comes the end of the video. Obviously, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. If you're an OG, thank you for watching another video. And if you are friends with the young guys who are really reckless on the road, they like doing all those not so lawful stuff, share this video with them. Waambie manze zile fine wanaenda kupigwa akishikwa ni mob sana. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Najaribu kwa on the daily uploads. Najua I'm recovering from the flu at least. The meds are really strong, so remember nsifanye a lot of heavy activities. So yeah, see you on the next one, kesho. Peace out.